E-minus 1 week until From Season 4 drop. I done watched the Season 3 Episode 2 last night. Y'all already know we gotta talk about it. This is one of those episodes that MGM Plus wanted us to focus on ahead of From Season 4. And there's so many reasons why. For starters, this interaction that Tabitha has with Henry, Victor's pop, turns into a whole revelation in itself. He shows her that basement, and when they get to that basement, she sees pictures that Miranda has drawn of things specific to FromVille before her, Victor, and Eloise even go on the trip that lands them in FromVille. The Ankui kids, the light tower, the boy in white. We even get an early call to the man in yellow. So much more. Look how many painters is in this room right now. It gets even crazier than that though, because Henry tells Tabitha Miranda felt like she was chosen and that there were those who were chosen before her execute the same task of freeing the kids from the tower, now recognizing Tabitha as being one of those chosen. Unlike Tabitha, the others, including Miranda, were not able to return home. Tabitha making it to the light tower is an extreme accomplishment, and I feel like Shorty did not appreciate it enough. Why did you not tell nobody what happened? To be fair to Tabitha, I think there was a description that Henry said in this episode that lended FromVille to be a place that's everywhere, but you couldn't find it if you tried. Also a place that you could stumble into from anywhere, but you could never find a way to leave. So that checks out, but still Tabitha, you should have let somebody know something. What was sending me about this conversation is what Henry says about nobody being able to escape from FromVille. Because how else would Miranda know of these images from FromVille, a place she's never visited if this is the case? I think maybe Miranda doesn't remember that she was in FromVille when she was young, but that she was, or some way, somehow, after taking that acid trip with Henry, was able to channel the memories of people that she's never met with no connection to. Either those two things, or she had a relative that went missing back in the day that ended up in FromVille that she didn't know where they went to. And she herself ended up in FromVille with Victor and Eloise later on in life. One of these three things had to happen, because there's no way you make it all these paintings and you never had no connection to FromVille at all before this. Another thing that Henry says to Tabitha that Miranda told him back in the day, that the townsfolk of her era were holding on to hope. And now when there was no hope left, they held on to each other, as we could see here in this scene, where everybody's grieving the death of Tian Chen from the episode before, including Kenny, who we see return in this episode. And oh my gosh, this brother does not deserve this. Not only have lost your pops, but to have lost your mom to these From demons, to have not been there for either occasion to help to protect either one of them, gotta be eating that, bro. I feel so bad for Kenny. Shout out to Christy and Jade for getting Tian Chen right for this funeral. And for Sarah for the dress, I guess. You did your thing in this one thing. Throughout this episode, Boyd is obviously going through a lot, reliving what happened the night before. He's having flashbacks. He even remembers the message that Tian Chen was telling him before she was unfortunately murdered, which translates to, take care of him. He'll be all alone now. Like, this brother does not deserve this. Kenny was on BT this episode. He was trying to burn all the From demons in one shot. We'd have to talk him off the ledge, but now he's talking to Ella. Talk about something. I'm gonna need your help to capture one of these things in this next episode. They got us fucked up. And Ellis is like, you need my help. I've been doing this entire series to get it injured. What am I finna do? Speaking of Ellis, we gotta talk about his wife, Fatma, who's going through a couple things in this episode. Not only did Shorty lose a tooth, we also find out she hasn't been eating in the past 4 or 5 days. Other than that, she appears to be healthy, so all we gotta do is get some food in her and she should be a-okay. This is when she gets to inspect this rotten fruit that she's clearly not gonna eat. Bro, she scarfs down all this rotten fruit, literally digests like 3 to 4 of them in this one cut alone. What was that smiling demon doing inside of her? It seems like they clearly need nutrition, because she's literally eating for 2 now. Rotten fruits though? It's gotta be just to make Fatma suffer, bro. Cause ain't no way. He has a conversation with Jim this episode and returns talking about something. I'm not trying to be an extended parent, essentially. Mom is gone and you going to do Lord knows what. Imagine if you didn't return home. You almost got run up on last episode and you were nowhere to be found. You got saved by Sarah of all people. She later thanks this episode, and Sarah says if she ever needs anything to let her know, so we will see what happens going into season 4. You know, Julie later becomes a story walker, so maybe Sarah can help her to understand she's going through from her own experience. Last thing I want to talk about is Jade's final words to Tian Chen, which is, you'll come with us when we go. This goes back to the conversation between Jade and Tian Chen in season 1. Jade tries to comfort Tian Chen after the death of her husband. The story from his past about the death of his aunt, and the conversation he had in the airport with the one person telling him they follow you when you go. And that conversation was where they comfort Tian Chen, who just lost her husband earlier on in that season. And this one is Jade reaffirming to himself that Tian Chen will follow them when they eventually find a way out of FromVille. That was a beautiful callback, and it gives me more confidence in terms of these series writers, giving us a quality ending and quality answers to questions that we've had from season 1 as we continue to move closer to the end of this series. Once again, rest in peace, Tian Chen.